Joining us from Widener University are head coach Mike LaRosa and student athletes Michael Elfreth and Josh Lafferty. Coach, any opening remarks?
Yeah, just want to first congratulate LaRoche. I mean, really impressive comeback there. Those guys battle and, offensively just, never quit. And obviously it's a tough one for us, but certainly, want to congratulate them first and foremost. It's kind of what you'd expect from the opening round of a regional game. I mean, LaRoche is an excellent team. We knew coming in that we were going to be in for a dogfight. Josh here pitched an incredible game. Didn't have his best stuff coming out in the first inning, but battled through it, ended up kind of getting into a groove a little bit and, went deep into the game and pitched excellent, and it just, ended up not going our way today. But fortunately we got another day tomorrow. So.
Coach, you left 13 men on base. Do you feel like that is just too many missed opportunities, especially against the top seed in the tournament?
It was, yeah. I mean, their pitchers did an excellent job of once we got runners into scoring position of really bearing down and making good pitches. We had opportunities, though, throughout the game, I think, to kind of put them away a little bit. And, we didn't do that. And that's, the tough part with a great offensive team like that is when you keep them in the game, they're going to scratch and claw and get themselves back into it. I think at one point we were up, 4 maybe or 3, and had an opportunity to separate at a couple different points throughout the game, and just couldn't get that big hit. And timely hitting is critical. Once you get into tournament play and this time of year, and certainly, I think we could have maybe this result would have been in our favor today had we come up with some more timely hitting. Yep.
Josh, after the first 3 batters you faced, you let 2 runs there, but then you just really seemed to settle down after that. What was the difference?
I think I just had I was a little nervous, I think. So after I got over it, I think I settled down and found my groove and just went with it.
And Michael, offense, you guys got off to a hot start. You scored 5 of your 6 runs in the first 3 innings, got off to a big lead. Why do you think you guys weren't able to add on after that? And do you feel like you guys had control of that game heading into the last couple of innings?
I don't really think that we did a great job. Obviously, like you said, first 5 were scored in the first 3 innings, so we should have done a much better job, myself included. I had a big opportunity, which I didn't put any runs in. But there's no real tell of when we have the game, especially knowing how LaRoche is, playing them twice before. We knew that they're a never-die team, so there was no one point where we said we had the game. We knew going in the last inning, especially with only a 1-run lead, that it was still going to be a dog fight, and we needed to get every out.
It seems like you guys started struggling a little bit whenever they brought in Brady. What was he showing differently than the other pitchers?
He had a couple off-speed pitches that were pretty solid in movement, and you got to give it to the kid. He really pitches guts out there. He had I think 4 pitches that were all moving pretty solid. A couple sliders, cutter, curveball that were all moving pretty good. So we just didn't do a good enough job of adjusting to the pitches that we were seeing. So.
Coach, did you get a good explanation of what happened there in the bottom of the ninth?
Yeah, so that was an interesting one. So situation, player hit the double. We noticed that his pine tar up on his bat was way up the barrel. It was past the 18-inch mark, which is the legal mark. So went out and brought it to the umpire's attention. They measured it and called him out. Then when they met, I guess, with the umpire-in-chief for the tournament, they overturned it. The new rule this year with the NCAA now is in that situation, the player is warned and the bat is removed from the game. So that's why they put him back at second base. So it was interesting. Even the umpires didn't know the ruling, initially. Like I had thought, we thought it was the old rule, which is the player should be called out, and they called him out. So I mean that was tough. That's a pretty big emotional swing both ways, and unfortunately that rule was changed this year, and otherwise, that runner would have been off the base. Yeah.
And you didn't notice that in any of his previous at-bats?
No, we didn't actually. No. It took us to the 9th inning to find it, so probably should have noticed it earlier, but yeah, we didn't catch it to the 9th.
Like you said, it's such an emotional game. How do you recover with such an quick turnaround tomorrow morning?
You just have to release it and you have to look forward. It's now at the point of survive in advance. Survive in advance. You can't look past it. If you try and look too far past it, of coming through the losers bracket, the number of games you have to play, etc., then I think you're making it a lot tougher for yourself. Really, just have to take it one game at a time. We start with tomorrow, and it's survive in advance. We're confident with most likely. Joe Santone will probably be on the mound, so we're confident with him, senior with experience, and he's going to put us in a position to win. And we just have to get back to our routine, our preparation, not focus on everything else that's surrounding the magnitude of the tournament and all that kind of stuff. And I think if we do that, we're going to put ourselves in a position to win. And again, that's all we can do. We just have to play one game at a time at this point. So.